run that for me one more time.
What?
I'll get it on video here.
All the people?
Yeah, give me a couple.
Well, we could start, actually for the old timers, let's go way on this side here.
Okay.
And we got some real old timers here from Macworld.
Here we are with Bert Monroy.
Here's Bruce Frazier.
Oh yeah, the late Bruce Frazier.
Now he's walking off to the right, and people are walking off. That's his wife,
Pamela Pimp.
No, not Pam Piffner. His second wife. Wow. This is Angela. Yeah. And these are my neighbors. And there's, let's see, there's Jerry Harris and Bill Atkinson.
Yeah.
Bob Levitas.
Oh yeah.
And there's
Bob
Sandy
here.
Cohen, David Blattner, who's here. Dan Margulies. Greg Gorman, Deke McClellan, me when I drove a cab in New York.
You did? I did too. When did you drive a cab in New York?
1981.
Oh, I did meet you a little bit before. Did you drive out of like the west side there?
Yeah. Didn't everybody?
47th Street with me.
I was on 39th, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we could share
the first
stories.
The first product manager of Photoshop, Steve Gutman. There's John Dvorak, South Civilian.
Okay.
Yep, and my son, my daughter, and my future daughter-in-law.
Okay.
And all kinds of friends here. Jeff Shiwi. Let's see, people from B&H back there. Scott Kelby's in there. And there's Russell Brown, Julianne Koss, Dave Cross, John and Tom Knoll.
Photoshop.
Let's see.
Who are those guys?
That's my nephew and his wife.
So
that's his mother. There's my wife. That's me taking a picture of her. Terry White from...
yeah, sure.
Let's see, Corey Barker, R.C. Concepcion, Linda Weinman, Bruce Heaven, my mother, my other nephew,
so
your
family gets a more prominent.
Yeah. Well, what I call the family island here. These are the main people are here, real close to us, right? Then there's the ones that are. I have more family. Like there's another sister and another sister, and there's like the Wacom gang and the Epson guys right here. The West Magic just lost $20 to Dano from Epson. And
was there any objection, griping about the positioning in the families?
No. Some people, they were saying you could have made me look nicer or something.
Oh, I see.
I wanted people to be candid and
Who's in front of the Mr. Softy truck there?
These three guys. Okay, this is Jay Mizell.
From where?
Jack Resnicki and Richard Horowitz. They're three famous photographers.
Oh, okay. All right.
And and right here you got Katrine Eisman and Mike Ninnis and Russell Brown Show.
Oh yeah.
So there's all kinds of people in here.
Yeah.
There's Stephen Johnson and Terry White's over here again. There he is.
Double on Terry
Yeah.
White.
Well, most people are in here at least once, at least twice, I should say.
Go back to find Frank again one more time. Frank Collins. He's sitting down there.
He's a homeless guy right there.
There he is. Look at that, Frank.
There's Frank Collins.
There's our friend Frank. How about Biedny? Did he make it in?
No.
He didn't make it in?
No, he's not in here.
Yeah, bum. That's wonderful.
There's John Paul Camponegro up there, photographer.
And you said this took like what? How many years?
4 years.
4 years in the making.
Yeah. Because it measures 25 feet by 5 feet.
How do you follow this one? How do you follow? What do you follow this one with?
Well, the one I'm doing now, that one right there. You see that?
Yeah, the salt and pepper?
Yeah, you look at the glasses and stuff, it's very free form. Okay, that was done after this one, right here. This one, which was the first mural I did.
Yeah.
Now, this was so monotonous that I decided I wanted to do something very free form, which is what this one was. After this, I did Times Square, which is even... took 4 years, right? So the new one that I'm working on now is totally free form. It'll be the first painting with no vectors. It'll be the first painting that you have to stand back to look at. It is photorealism. It is photorealistic, but it's not going to look like anything unless you stand back and look at it.
And what do you call this sort of genre of art?
Well, I call it hyperrealism as opposed to photorealism. Because photorealism
uses paint.
Well, yeah, it uses paint, number one, and number two, it really adheres to the photograph. So there is things like depth of field and stuff like that, camera distortion. Whereas my stuff is more like being there. So it's wherever your eye will focus, it'll come into view, which is why, like Times Square, you're looking at a thing 4 blocks down. In fact, from where you're standing, 12 blocks up, is Central Park, and if you look closely in the painting, you can see the leaves on the trees. So a camera can never capture that.
No.
So it's more like being there. So I call it hyper-realism.
And then, so what do you do? I mean, how do you sell these, or do you
I sell them as
exhibit
prints,
them?
yeah. I sell them as
so
prints.
you make a big print or something?
Times Square, well, I've sold a lot of the little print, which is the unnumbered little one.
Yeah, okay. So you sign them, you number them and sign them?
I
you print
number,
them,
the limited editions I number and sign. In fact, that one over there has got a number on it. These two don't. But I do number and sign them. They're limited editions of 20. The canvases are limited editions of 10.
Yeah.
And then Times Square, the big one I haven't even priced because, first of all, to really get the impact of Times Square, it has to be in a light box. Okay. The small ones I'll sell because you're not going to really see the detail, and it's kind of fun to look at it. But if you're going to get the really big one, it really.
How about projected?
It's still not the same. Not the same brilliance. That image there, you can see that it's in a light box. That Epson built this gigantic light box. And with 72 bulbs back there that are really illuminating this thing.
So it's a transparency.
Yeah, they used it to announce a thing called Display Trans. Display Trans backlit media, which is a plastic that has this kind of, they call it a what do they call it? I forget what they call it, but anyway, it diffuses the light in back so that you don't see the bulbs.
Okay, I see.
So it just evens out the light.
Oh, yeah, nice even light.
So
well, this is wonderful, Bert. I'm so glad we ran into each other. And I'm looking forward to your next creation.
Well, it's going to be unveiled in March at Photoshop World. So
where's Photoshop World?
DC.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be unveiled there. So it'll be on my website right after that.
Okay. Well, here
so if you look at it around
the legendary Bert Monroe Back World Expo. Okay. Thanks, Bert.
Okay, man.